I had 4 buyers reach out to me. I've already talked to a lot of them, but they're like, they want that too, so it's kind of like allows for like a hand raiser, and it's
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Walkthrough, the most underrated, valuable marketing podcast show in the history of the real estate world. I am Eric Simon, aka the Broke Agent, aka Wilbur the Wildcat. Jason, how about that?
Bear down. Are you nervous about your big game tonight?
Oh my God, that's all I could think about. I can't think about content. I can only think about us crushing Duke in the Sweet 16. But I got a new nickname for myself, Jason.
What?
Frankie Funnels, because I got you clicking from one thing to the next, because you're watching this episode right now because of the funnels, because of the thumbnail, because of the title. What do you think about that, Frankie Funnels?
Where did Frankie come in? I think you're just making stuff up to make the funnels joke work.
Correct. It's just alliteration. Marie, thoughts on Frankie Funnels?
Right now I'm giving it 7 out of 10.
Okay. Sounds like everybody hates Frankie Funnels. Look, we are trying on the show, and we are joined here by our great co-host, Jason Cassidy, a.k.a. the Pacific Prince, not the Property Prince, a.k.a. the San Diego Slinger, because he's slinging rock or homes like Snoop Dogg
slinging house
on training day.
Definitely not slinging. Dude. What about opening day Oscar? Since we're just making up names, and it is opening day for the Major League.
It is.
Go
it is.
Giants and Padres. I get 2 teams.
And anyway, we are joined here by 2 amazing guests. We have a BAM favorite, a content queen, a listing machine from the planet Jupiter, Katie, Lucy. Katie, how are we doing today?
Awesome. How are you guys?
Great to have you back. And in the right corner or the left corner, depending on how you're watching this, we have another BAM favorite. She likes to drink coffee, and she also likes to sign contracts. Get it? She used to be a college mascot where she would put on the outfit of a pigeon. Miss Marie Lee from Tennessee. Marie, how you doing?
I'm good, everybody. How are you doing?
Good. What was the bird again that you used to tote around?
Okay.
A warthog?
Warhawk, like.
Oh, that's right.
A compound word right there. Yeah.
There we go.
It's not a real bird, but.
Thank you.
Better than.
Okay.
Thank you.
We do have an amazing show for you today. First, we're going to cover a new Instagram hack that will guarantee you more engagement. This is serious. It actually will guarantee. This is not clickbait. Then we're going to break down the content of this panel, because Katie Lucy just posted a reel that doubled her engagement and got her how many leads? Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4. And then Marie posted a rant in a car that I've never seen before. And then we're going to tell you how you can create 15 pieces of local content in one afternoon. And then the marketer of the week. This is a jam-packed show.
Jam-packed.
How about that?
Let's get it going.
If you like the sound of that, smash, obliterate, detonate, destroy, bludgeon, kill, murder, and slice the like button to pieces. Jason, we asked for 200 last week, and how many we get? Like 130?
Yesterday we were at 131, so we had 2,200 plus views. I'm looking right now, and 132 likes. So good numbies on the views, but the likes did not hit our goal for the Zoom.
Exactly. So let's hit 200. This is very easy. If you're watching this, if you enjoy this content, hit the like button, get us to 200. All you have to do is like this video, leave a comment, and then Jason and I are going to pick a winner to do a private Zoom with their office. Marie, that is a $10,000 value right there.
Man.
I don't understand why people aren't liking these videos.
That's a Frankie Funnels move right there if I ever heard one. So
there you go. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for that callback. All right, let's get into topic number 1. There is a new Instagram hack. This is actually kind of an old hack, but I saw Gary Vee post about this yesterday in a carousel post, and I want to break it down.
All right, clearly I'm kidding, but here's a huge thing that all of you should be doing. I need all of you that see this right now to either hit the tabs, the 3 buttons up here somewhere, and add me to favorites, or hit the following button in my account and add me to favorites. So many of you can hack the algorithm to make sure your hardest core fans or people that like you see your content. And it's all called add to favorites. Anyway, love you. Have the best day.
All right. So go back to the first slide of this too. It's just, he did a hook without doing a hook for an actual video. It's a carousel post. And he said, breaking news, I'm deleting Instagram tomorrow, March 27th. Everybody's going to click on that. That got me to stop. And then he did a little meme of himself in the corner. And then you swipe, and it's that hack to get people to click on your favorites. So I remember a bunch of people did this a couple of years ago, I think maybe when the favorites list first came out, but I recommend everybody do this, right? if you want to get your content seen by your followers, you click the top 3 buttons in the top right corner and then click add to favorites. So
But
are you
would
going to do this,
go as
Marie?
far as to say to tell your followers to do that?
Yes. That's what you should do. I'm going to do it.
Are you? All right, let's see. You know, I remember Gary's. He first did this like 2 or 3 years ago, and he did it was like this cool little 3D inversion where he put white space on the bottom and the top, and then his picture was like outside of the white space, so it looked like it was like almost like 3D or 4D coming at you. And then he was pointing up to the thing and had said, "Hey, touch here to turn on notifications." That post has always stuck out with me. That being said, I don't know that I ever turned on his post notifications because, like, if you think about that, like, I don't know, I turn off notifications in my phone. Like, if you have notifications turned on Instagram for every post or like or comment or whatever, you'll drain your battery just from all the pings that you get. So I don't know that I would ask people to follow me, but I think for a brand account like yours, that actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think all agents should do this. It's just an easy way to say, like, hey, if you enjoy my content, if you want to keep seeing what's happening in Jupiter, if you want to keep seeing what's happening in Tennessee, what's the city again, Marie?
Nashville.
Nashville. That's right. The main one.
Yeah, the capital.
You click the following. Look, it's a very simple hack. And Jason, you questioned me as if I'm actually not going to do this. Check later back today. That thing's going to be right in your face.
I got a question. Do any of you actually follow or have you favorited any accounts so that way you get your notifications? Okay.
Yeah.
I have not.
Well, this is another.
I think this might be a me and you versus Katie and Eric kind of situation because it sounds like we're on opposite sides of this.
Have you done it, Katie?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And what if you have like a hot lead that's kind of not responding to you? If you follow them and you kind of see everything they're doing, then you're more in tune with what's going on with them because you can just unfavorite them whenever you want. Correct. And if my algorithm isn't like what I want it to be, then I'll just favorite a couple people that I know have the content I like so that it keeps feeding me what I want.
It's a great way to force feed yourself that content. So I do it with Brock Johnson. I actually have the favorites on for Gary Vee when he did this a couple years ago. So now I see those posts and now I'm giving that tactic on the show, Jason. So it does work. Dang. So why don't you not click that button and keep getting engagement in the 1 percentile? How about that?
I feel a little called out on that for myself personally.
He's attacking me, but he's really attacking all of us. So
I'm attacking everybody listening to the show. All right, let's get into the main topic. Katie, Lucy, you posted a reel recently that doubled your engagement on that video and got you 4 leads. So let's watch this reel and then break down how it worked for you.
It's the kids and the dogs and you and me. It's the way it's all right. Everything goes.
Beautiful. All right, so Katie, break it down for us.
So I, first of all, full disclosure, totally copied this direct from somebody, even the caption. And not the caption, the POV on the screen. So my buyers closed. They're an adorable family. So I paid my photographer to come over and essentially do a family photo shoot, like a welcome home photo shoot. And then I bragged about it on social. So I had 4 buyers reach out to me. I've already talked to a lot of them, but they're like, they want that too, so it's kind of like allows for like a hand raiser and it's a nice, moment in their their family's life. So it's nice to record it.
That's all. And what did the caption say? It said POV what?
Yeah, like you hire me as your real estate agent and we do a welcome home photo shoot, something along those lines.
I love that. Yeah. Just a super, super simple video. It captures the emotion of the closing. And then it created FOMO amongst the future buyers who say, I want to experience that also. So that's just such a better way of doing a just closed post. Marie, what are your thoughts on that? Have you ever done something like this or photo shoots for your clients?
No, I have done like moving day dinners, not pizza, but like I'll have some sort of dinner delivered. But I love the idea of photo shoot. I think when it comes to closing gifts, and yeah, I think we'll get to this in a little bit, but when it comes to closing gifts, sometimes people are going way over the top and you feel like you're not doing anything, comparatively speaking, but this is experiential. This is what people remember. This is the kind of stuff that people are really going to cherish rather than like a 75-inch TV. And I think, it's probably a comparable price point, or if not, a little bit more feasible for an agent. So I think that's a really, really smart, closing activity.
What's your go-to closing gift, Jason?
I love welcome home photo shoots. I've done it 4 times now. They're fantastic. I've taken behind the scenes stuff. I've never turned it into a reel. I probably should, but it's these are the best. Before that, usually I try to listen to like I follow my clients on social too. So if I can pick up someone, like there was one client who closed and they were like, can't wait to be back in my home. They were a VA client and they're like, so I can make coffee at home or something like that. So that we got this like big like $1,000 like coffee machine thing so that they could have, because they said like, and then we framed the Instagram post that said like, can't wait to have coffee in my home. And then it was like, it was a callback to that. So I try to like do something personal. The go-to kind of like generic, if you don't have something, would be like a Nest and Ring doorbell. One of those two kind of things where it's like, hey, I want to get some sort of like either a Nest thermostat or a Ring doorbell for you. But we try to customize it a little bit. But we have done those welcome homes. We love those. I think those are the best because then the clients display it everywhere. They tell all their friends, and it turns into 4 leads like Katie.
How much was that, Katie?
$350, I think.
Like,
Totally worth it.
Yeah, totally.
$350 for 4 leads on Instagram.
And now you post it on Instagram,
Banger.
So it's a write-off. Bam.
Yeah, and they were super happy. It's like they're going to use it for Christmas photos. You know what I mean? It's great. I'm like, perfect.
Yep. The clients love it. They're going to tell everybody forever. Like looking back that listing video that I recently did with the sellers in it, like she's like, I love it because it's like showing my family. She's like, I've shown it to my parents and all this stuff. It's like, so they cherish that besides the actual just closing gift, because now it's like family portraits that they don't have to do.
I was such a hack when it came to closing gifts. Just go to the liquor store, get a little bottle of Casamigos, write a note, put it on their front doorstep, and run away. That's basically what I did.
Casamigos.
Yeah, $30. I mean, Marie, we're going to get into one of your videos too about these elaborate things, a car ramp video that you did.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
A little foreshadowing there. Katie, there's another great post that you did that I thought was just a super simple way to do hyper local content. This was just about parks in Jupiter. And if you're listening on Spotify, flip over to YouTube just so you can see this, or go follow Katie Lucy. But it just says Jupiter parks to visit when the weather is this perfect. It's a photo of her, Jupiter, and then it just mentions the parks, and it's you.
Yeah,
it's not you.
That one's not me.
Okay,
and all of these are like, I used to do this like Get Outdoors series because we have excellent parks around here and people don't know about them. And so I would go to each of them and I would do like a local spotlight on each park. And I just didn't have anything going on content wise that week. So I just pulled my few favorites because it was literally the most perfect weather. And I just wrote the names on there. It was super easy. It just took me 20 minutes.
And you could write those captions on Instagram now.
Yeah.
Like you could write them as you're posting them as opposed to creating them in Canva or some memification app or something like that. So that just shows you, and that post did really well. That just shows you that like raw, authentic content like that isn't necessarily from a template where it's just, I don't know what to do today. Let me post 4 pictures. I'm in it. And it's about the 4 best parks. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good piece of content right there. Marie, do you like that piece of content? Do you hate it?
What if she said that?
Yeah, no, I love it. I love super authentic content and stuff that I feel like is really easy to create like that. I feel like, it's no brainer content. I get people in the DMs that are like, man, I wish I would have thought about that. It's like, this is the kind of insider information that people want that's local. And a lot of these scenes are subject to people's opinions. So like, Katie's recommendations are probably going to be a little bit different than somebody else's recommendations. And that's where you get to kind of develop and show your thought leadership. So smash the like button.
Well, oftentimes they let you know too. And they're like, well, what about Cesar Chavez Park? Or you forgot that, right? And then it just creates kind of engagement. And so yeah, that's always good. I mean, we always talk about green screening local areas or whatever. And this is just another version of that where you're putting yourself in these local areas and just taking pictures and making it easy, giving yourself a best of list. Super easy feeder content that does really well.
And that post probably took 5-10 minutes. By the way, a little date to keep in mind. April 2nd. Well, April 1st, April Fool's Day. We'll cover that on next week's April content ideas. April 2nd, National Walking Day.
Oh.
How about that? How about the best walking trails?
You have like a calendar up on your wall, like right?
I do.
Right? With all these obscure holidays.
We actually have a post of this going to our BAMX members. Click the link in the description, join immediately because we have refreshed weekly content ideas every week. We're really focusing on that hyper local content for agents to brand and customize. But National Walking Day, where's the best place to go for a walk when you're mad, angry, happy, just close the deal, trying to clear your head? But couldn't you see yourself taking photos in these different, walking places? Like, I feel like people would really resonate with that. Or am I out of my mind?
Both.
Yeah, it's a mixture of the two, but genius nonetheless.
Did
Thank
you
you.
have someone take those pictures of you, or did you set up a tripod?
My photographer I
Oh.
dragged her around with me. It's great.
Dang. We love her.
Awesome. All right. Katie, you just wrote a blog, 15 pieces of content in one afternoon. And we actually led with this in our preview text for our email. That's how good the title of this was. So why don't you tell the people, how can you create 15 pieces of content in one afternoon?
So if you plan out and you're strategic about your content, you can definitely get your money's worth when you hire a videographer, because one, they're expensive. And two, I mean, our job isn't to make content. Our job is to sell houses. So we don't want to spend too much time running around town doing that. But we want to be a local expert. We all want to be a local expert. We also don't want to, like, I don't know. We got to be careful because sometimes we look like tour guides. But so to stay on brand, pick a couple places that you love and make them authentic, because nobody can call bullshit. Faster than fake social media. So if you don't go to that place, if you don't shop at that place, if you don't go there, don't go there. But pick 3 places, and then at each place you do a local spotlight. You do like a blurb, like your favorite part of the park or why it's kind of iconic in your town, and then get a few just B-roll. So like, no, if this part of the park's really pretty, just like walk there. Or if there's a bridge, walk over it. Whatever you do, and I use coffee and contracts as examples because you guys have great examples for B-roll. And then just while you're there, do like a quick talking head that's kind of evergreen. So that's 4 types of content in each place. And then B-roll, you get a bunch of it. So if you do that 3 times, that's 12 videos plus 9 pieces of B-roll. And you can use the B-roll over and over for text overlays, even if it's like a market update or 5 best parks. There's so many different ways you can use the B-roll, obviously. And then you can always mash up the local spotlights together too. So if you plan it out, then you can get a lot of content in 3 hours.
Love that. And what you said there was actually profound about creating content about something that you enjoy or actually experience. Because I'm sure there's a lot of agents that listen to this or want to do hyperlocal content that think they have to go somewhere that's like a popular spot. But if they haven't experienced it, it's going to come out in the content. Just like, talking about something that you don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Like me talking about, Jason, anything relating to real estate or balloon mortgages, I would look like a hostage or a moron. But when I talk about content, the passion comes through because that's what I'm doing every single day.
That's why you host Walkthrough and not Knowledge Brokers podcast.
That is correct. Could you imagine? That would be a complete disaster. All right, everybody, make sure you throw this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Get this to 200 right now. And Marie, let's get into your content, because you said you were having a little identity crisis with where to go with your content before this, but your content has been absolutely crushing lately. So I want to play this video that you made in your car that did extremely well and was super organic, and it's PSA, your skills still matter.
I wish I was a real estate agent who gave over the top closing gifts and had an incredible curated experience with coffees and fun client gifts and past client events and all of that. I wish I had the eye for design that can make your place better than Architectural Digest. Instead, I am the strategizer. I am resourceful. I am scrappy. I'm the person that takes your big lofty ideas and boils them down into the most efficient and effective solutions possible. Oftentimes, I know what you need before that even crosses your mind. And in a time where social media is really focused on aesthetics and the experience, let's not sell ourselves short, because we've got things to offer too.
Great. This is
Sorry.
self-awareness, a little honesty in there, and then you're also highlighting what you do well and what other people do well. You know what I mean? You're giving some flowers. I thought it was just a juxtaposition where we showed Katie's photo shoot closing gifts in there.
That's why it's perfect.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how to do great closing gifts. I was like, oh, well, you should talk to Katie. But I thought it was a great video. And anything, I mean, we've talked about this, like authentic, raw, in the car, like just put the phone up, right? You didn't do any type of captions and overlays and all this stuff. Just raw. I think it works. A little bit of self-awareness.
I think there's a great place for both of those. Like Katie's experience video is phenomenal to show the emotion of closing a home. And then Marie getting straight down to it, like, I'm scrappy, I'm going to work for you.
Yep.
It's all about the skills too. Like sometimes it's good to sell yourself like that. And I just thought that it really came through that video. If I was a client watching that, I mean, that video got great engagement as well. I would definitely stop on that video because you're kind of calling out other agents that are more focused on the aesthetics. You were calling out Katie directly, actually. So I thought that was a great video. So Marie, why did you film that? What was the thought process behind it?
So I was working with a client who came in for a relocation trip. And she was dead set on wanting to be in this one suburb, which I just knew was out of her price point realistically. I knew she could be able to find some options. But like in the very first conversation that we had, I said, hey, I know you like this, but at your budget, I think you would actually prefer this suburb, and this suburb. And we went and viewed homes in the suburb she wanted to be in. And then that was like the one day that we spent together, and she said she was going to spend the rest of the day just driving around. That the next day I get a text that's like, hey, I actually like this suburb, and this suburb even more than the one I wanted to go to. And the ones that she mentioned were the ones that I had recommended to her originally. So when I mean, I've done this enough. I know that if somebody's telling me they want XYZ and they're on this budget, that's not going to work. And these are going to be more suitable options for them. So, I don't know, in our market right now, everybody's posting about the romanticized and dream lifestyles in our area. And that's really, really driving engagement. It's super aesthetic, super pretty. And, that's not really the kind of content that I typically go with. So I'm definitely not getting people for the experiences and the aesthetics, but I do feel like the best type of skill that I can provide is like the tactile skills, and me just being able to recognize patterns and things like that and be able to make your experience a way more efficient, opportunity. So there's that. And then I do feel like right now I'm being inundated with people who are probably spending almost half their commission on closing gifts. I don't know, maybe I just need to change my algorithm or something, but it's like 75-inch TV plus a Louis bag plus like bottles of alcohol and like all these things, and they're taking up the entire kitchen counter and like rolling out a red carpet with big balloons. And I mean, like, it's ridiculous. And I don't know. I am a realtor. I'm a professional. Like, you're paying me for my services. I don't think that I need to be wooing you over for business to try and work with me, but it should be my skills that are standing out rather than me gifting half of my commission to you at closing for something that's just going to clutter your walls and ruin your brain cells.
Sounds like Marie and I have the same idea with closing gifts. You stop at Ralph's, you get a bottle of pop-up, you huck it over the fence with a little note, and then you're good to go.
Right. I mean, to be honest, I'm definitely a type B realtor. I think Katie might be a little more type A, and I'm definitely a little more type B. And the whole idea of like planning super far in advance is not my forte. So, that's just coming out and showing and biting me in the butt. But hey, I've got other skills to make up for it too.
What I love about Marie's content is you're always creating content about the experience that you're having. So the reason you created that video is because of that client experience where you showed them different areas that they actually ended up liking. So that was like your scrappy kind of intuition to where they should actually purchase. And that's where the best content comes from. That's why that video did so well. It's because it's from a specific example. And that's such a good way. We're not necessarily saying, hey, I had a client that did this and here's what happened, but you're still taking that inspiration and creating content from it.
Dude, there's different archetypes for different buyers and sellers too, right? So you have the love and relationship and fluffy kind of clients who like need that and need all the roses and all this type of stuff. And then they're going to evangelize for you forever because they're like, oh, so-and-so got me a photo shoot or this or this. And then there's the other more analytical clients who could care less about that. And they're like, no, they saved me 10 grand or they got me a cap rate of 4.6 and no one else could do that. And so like they could care less about this side and they care about this side. So that being said, is just like figure out who it is that your client is and try to make them happy in their own kind of archetype.
100%. I do
feel it's a mix of everything. We have to all mix it all together.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, the people I got the photo shoot for, that was an expired listing. It was on the market for a year. I got it sold in like a week. So I mean, there's strategy to everything. And the photo shoot isn't like those people that do like the kitchen counter full. Like it's like kind of like the people that have Lambos in their listing videos. They're probably not there.
We talked about that last week or 2 weeks ago, I think. Is like maybe we should start making listing videos with like an SUV with Target bags instead of Lambos and like Louis Vuittons, right? It's like because that's 99.9999% of our clients care more about the proximity to the school and the Whole Foods than they do about the Lambos.
I mean,
Definitely.
I'm driving around some of these multi-million-dollar neighborhoods where there are extremely high, like, net worth individuals. And when I drive past these $7 million homes, you'd be surprised at the amount of Hondas and Toyotas and just like average vehicles that are in there. I don't know. Personally, I bought a new car last year and chose to buy Honda CRV rather than buying like a Lexus or a BMW or something like that, because I was like, I want to be able to connect with my clients more. But anyway, we're going down a whole nother path. So next.
Jason, what are you sporting around in right now? What are you
Grand
flying around
Cherokee, I've
in?
had it since 2015. 2015 to 18, got a new one in 18, got a new one in 21. So I have a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L now that it's got the third row since I have 2 kids. So I had to get that third row.
Do you ever have a sound system in your car?
Like a long time ago, I had this Acura Legend that had a subwoofer in the back. That was like my first real car, and it wasn't like the crazy one, but I did have a big box in the back.
I graduated high school 08 for the people at home wondering, millennial, and all of my friends would get subwoofers or systems in their car. They would get like 12s or 10s. I didn't even know what it meant. And they would, play 3-6 Mafia or something, would blow your eardrums out of your head. And I remember asking my dad once, like, hey, can I get a system in my Honda Accord? And he was like, absolutely not. That's completely insane. Yeah. And everybody would just drive around the school parking lots just bumping their systems.
That was very mid 2000s.
Yeah. Pimp my ride.
Or like black rims.
Yep, rims, black rims, big rims, stuff like that. I never had a big enough car. I had Honda Civic or Acura Legend, so I didn't have a big enough car to get big rims. But sound system was clutch.
Let us know in the comments if you ever had a 12 system in the back of your car. That's how people stood out. And if you're an agent who wants to stand out from the crowd, Reminder Media is a resource you have to check out. You get your own branded print and digital magazines, email newsletters, and social media content. Reminder delivers these resources to your contacts on autopilot, keeping you top of mind with your database. All you got to do is focus on your follow-up calls and watch repeat, and referral business come in. Big announcement here. April 23rd, the next BAM digital event, BAM Fest, formerly known as BAMchella. We have
got a cease and desist, so you have to change it up.
Veronica Figueroa from EXP. Ever heard of her?
Do you want to know the funniest story? So I spoke in 2019 at Curator Excellence, and Veronica went right before me. We were speaking on stage, and it was like she came out and she did like a 20 or 30 minute talk, and it was like, my brother was stabbed, and then he came back and he joined the team and became the #1 salesperson and made $1 million. And it was like the crowd was going crazy. And then I came out and it was like, here's how to do an Instagram story and make it swipe up. Like it was like the worst drop off. I had to follow Veronica Figueroa. She's amazing. Like she's very inspirational the way she kind of like conveys her story.
She absolutely crushes, has a huge team. So Veronica is speaking. And then we got Jimmy Burgess. Ever heard of him?
Love Jimmy.
Jimmy is an amazing speaker. I saw him speak in North Carolina and got a standing ovation. You were at that with me, Jason.
His slides didn't work. Do you remember that? And then he was
didn't even care
and just kept going, and he crushed it.
Yeah, I'm speaking at his mastermind tomorrow. Actually, I need to figure out what the hell I'm going to talk about. And then we have a mystery guest, and this mystery guest is one of the biggest guests that you could possibly get. So just keep that in mind. It's someone that we're not going to promote, but someone
stature or biggest like.
I'm talking the biggest guest that BAM has ever had.
Wow.
The biggest guest that the real estate industry has ever had. So if you want to attend, I'm 100% serious on this. If you want to attend this, hit the link below in the description, or it's now bamfest.com. It's a completely free virtual event. April 23rd. This is going to blow your mind.
Wow.
Yes. Any guesses?
Who could it be?
Any guesses? So the biggest one we've had
think about it.
Events has been probably like maybe like Neil, Sharon,
We've had Sirhan,
Mm-hmm.
and this person is not in the real estate space.
Oh, we had Ryan. Okay, so it's bigger than that. So then Gary
We're
Vee.
going outside.
Oh,
Could be.
is it a
Somewhere like-
Hermosi?
It could be.
Okay.
It could be. Think about it.
If Eric's this excited about it, and
I am very excited about this.
that's
This is
the biggest one, then I think it's probably like, yeah.
this is going to be our biggest digital event yet. So click the link below
Mel Robbins.
in the descriptions for that. Exactly. All right, let's get into Marketer of the Week. I did not show you guys this because I wanted you to react to this in real time. This is absolutely hilarious. He has an amazing verbal hook and visual hook.
In this type market, you need a realtor you can trust. Those flags to look out for when you're choosing a realtor. Details are in the caption. In this type market, you need a realtor.
So in this type market, you need a realtor you can trust. He's about to explode through his pants. That's the joke. I assume he knows he's making that joke. And then he's talking about red flags. He's wearing red pants. So you got 2 visual hooks right there, plus the verbal hook of that. And then he just has the information in the actual caption. This thing's at 16,000 likes and has gone completely viral in real estate.
Yeah.
So hilarious video.
So I've seen this guy had another one. I think this is kind of his thing. Like he had another one where he was wearing black pants, and that was the first time I was going to say that I was exposed to him. That doesn't. It was the first time that I saw his content, but it's the comments. Just like Instagram is like all about the comments now. So like I immediately went to the comments, and it's like, if this guy's as strong as his button is, like he's the, you know what I mean? It's like the best comments going forward, but good for him. Like he's now got 2 or 3 of these viral clips and viral videos, and we're talking about him on walkthrough. So he's got something right.
Ronnie.
He's crushing it.
Yeah. I'm getting people sending me this in my DMs. They're like, maybe you should start making content like this. I'm like, no, it's not going to work. Okay. It's definitely not the same thing, but I feel like it was one of those accidental viral videos that he's just, capitalizing on. So let's go, Ronnie. Instead of like shutting down and being like, oh my gosh, the internet hates me, he's like relishing in it and becoming the champion of tight pants and great real estate deals with DR Horton.
Yep.
I think that was purposeful though, right?
Yeah.
This has got to be purposeful because he says tight market and he's about to explode through his pants.
Excuse me. Is that maybe the first time it wasn't, because like that's not his first video. So maybe the first time it popped and then he just kind of leaned into it.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. If people are ripping you in the comments or laughing in the comments, double down on it.
I think Mike Hedge kind of had the one that popped with his, Gen Z editor, and then he started doing a lot more videos, kind of like referencing that or kind of in the stand. You just sometimes it pops and you go with it.
Exactly. And Jason, you got a couple listing videos coming out. Are they coming out next week?
Oh, I got a good one coming out. I'm gonna get the video back today. It's gonna be too late to post it because they're not supposed to post on Friday. I heard on the walkthrough. So I'll probably post it next week. I'm coming for Leonetti's title. He's not
first.
With the one I'm dropping this week. It's going to be a good one.
Coming first, though. We need Leonetti to lose the Bammies because he thinks he already has it wrapped up. It's March 27th. He already has 2 amazing listing videos. So if you have an amazing listing video, leave a link in the comments too. I want to take a look at this because we have our Bammies, our award show at the end of each year.
I feel confident enough, especially with the sellers one I did, that I'll at least have 2 or 3 on the board for the Bammies. But I don't know. Matt's got a lot of like groundswell support behind him, so he might win the voting. But I just need to make sure he doesn't clean sweep the nomination.
100%. Of course, Matt, I'm kidding when I say you should lose the Bammies because I know he'll text me about this because he watches these with a fine-tooth comb. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the walkthrough. Let's get this to 200 likes. If you've made it this far and you haven't liked the video, like the video right now, get it to 200, leave a comment because Jason and I will be picking a winner on next week to do a private Zoom if you like and leave a comment and it gets to 200. Katie Lucy, go follow her for hyper local Jupiter content. Maybe don't follow her if you don't want to screw up her algorithm, but at the same time, follow her for referrals and to take a look at her content for inspiration. Move Me to Tennessee. She's going to be in her car later today, ranting, pissed, fired up about something.
I'm like on the mission to become the next Kylie Perkins about real estate. I don't know if you guys are on that part of TikTok, but anyway, okay, sorry. Let's keep finishing.
Who the hell is Kylie Perkins?
There might be someone who gets that and comments on it in the comments below, but Eric, go ahead and wrap this video up.
Let us know in the comments if you know who Kylie Perkins is. Go follow Jason Cassidy because he's going to launch a Leonetti listing video. See you on the walkthrough.